week has passed and still not much has changed in regard specifically to former President Donald Trump on whether or not he'll face an indictment by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, and the GOP on Capitol Hill are seeking answers. Back on Monday, 3 Republican committee chairs, Jim Jordan, James Comer, and Brian Steele, sent a letter to Bragg looking to get communications documents and testimony on his case against actress Stormy Daniels. But the Manhattan District Attorney's Office has dismissed that request. Joining me now to discuss is New Jersey Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, great to have you with us. I want to talk a little bit about the evolution of this case. We clearly know that the Manhattan DA's office responded to the letter from Jordan and others seeking documents and testimony, saying that they're essentially going to cooperate at their own level, but they don't believe that this is congressional jurisdiction. What was your reaction to that?
No, it is congressional jurisdiction. They don't believe they want to reveal anything that's, quite frankly, revealing, anything that's honest, true, or straightforward. So here we have a situation where for 5 years we've been going through this. For 5 years, even the Department of Justice has really not found anything there. For years, we're supposed to listen to a known liar and a known perjurer and actually believe that his testimony has real meaning when basically so much of it is made out of whole cloth that is quite frankly made up of lies. This is getting old. There's one big change that happened here. And the big change that happened is President Trump said he was going to run for president again. So they decided, boy, we better do something. We're going to try to make him look bad, but they're looking bad. I think whether they move forward or not, they're going to look bad. I think American people are finally starting to get it and realize that this just isn't the real thing. I think they're starting to understand. I mean, Stormy Daniels has written over and over and just made a written statement in her own handwriting again saying that she didn't have any involvement with this and frankly doesn't want to have any more involvement with this. It's time to move on. And let me just say this one last thing. Here's a DA who takes violent crimes and moves them down to minor crimes. And at the same time, when you have a minor crime like this, tries to make a major crime out of it. So misdemeanors are made major crimes and major crimes are made misdemeanors. It just doesn't make any sense at all. He's a terrible DA. This thing is chock full of lies, and it's because President Trump's going to run for president. That's
How
the
does
bottom
the
line.
Judiciary Committee plan to pull this apart? I know that the next step in all of this was Congressman Jordan sent a letter to 2 prosecutors who worked with Alvin Bragg, who apparently resigned over the disagreement about whether this case should be pursued in the first place. So what shape does this investigation now take?
It's going to be what Congressman Jordan and our committee, it's a good committee because it works hard and it wants to find out, that one magic word, the truth. The truth shall set you free. Well, it really will here. So we need the documents. We need the truth. We need the testimony. And when you get right down to it, you'll find out that even in the DA's office, which is by and large quite liberal, quite Democrat, especially in New York, that they thought, this is a bit too much and we're going to look like jackasses. And by the way, they are. If they want to make Trump more popular, they ought to keep pursuing and going down this road because it is actually going to help them more than hurt them. People are tired.
So the 2 prosecutors that Congressman Jordan wants to speak to, Mark Pomerantz and Kerry Dunn, as I mentioned, they worked with Bragg, but he specifically stated in that letter that last year you resigned from the office over Bragg's initial reluctance to move forward with charges, shaming Bragg in your resignation letter, which was subsequently leaked into bringing charges. So what is it? Has the committee received a response from either one of them?
Nothing substantive yet, no, but we will. I mean, this committee is aware that we're going to have to push hard at every level. I'm also on as a subcommittee, the administrative committee of this Judiciary Committee. And it was the same thing when we were dealing with people from the Department of Justice. We said, we've asked over and over again, we want the actual documentation. This belongs to the people. This belongs to the committee. This belongs to be opened up so everybody can see what's really going on and what the real truth is. And again, not to be repetitive, people are tired of it. They want to hear the truth and they want to move on. And you know what people really want? They don't want all this nonsense. They're tired of these fake, different types of, I guess I would call them fake charges almost that are put up against Trump, rather than people would much rather have a clean, safe city where they could walk and feel comfortable and be happy and be safe.
So that is
That's
one of the
what we
parts
really
of the
want.
probe is finding out how federal funds are used, which that would certainly
Correct.
be congressional territory. I wanted to get your take on the response that they're willing to sit down with committee staff to see what they can work together on. And they did actually, if I recall correctly, said that they were going to provide information on how their federal funds are being used, or perhaps more on their investigation. But in their initial response to Republicans investigating this, they laid out a bunch of crime statistics. What was your reaction to how they've sort of put their own spin on crime statistics in New York, and even taking aim at the 3 Republican chairs, saying that crime is worse in their cities?
No, the bottom line, crime has gotten worse everywhere, and it isn't because of the 3 chairs. They don't have control over all this, but we do want to know why. The bottom line is, in America, because we have this new woke philosophy now that when you do something real bad, you can just go in, that there's going to be no bail, and you can just come on out. Some of these people that have committed these crimes literally have repeated crimes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I mean, we know there's something wrong. Here's the deal. You commit a bad crime, you do something that's violent, you go to jail for a long time, maybe you go to jail forever. That's the bottom line. We do that, I guarantee you we can straighten this all out in every city in our great United States of America. What we're now doing is purposely destroying the structure of our cities, and it's happening. You look everywhere.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew, before we want to go, we want to take a moment to thank you for your support actually during our disagreement with DirecTV. Clearly, we got some amazing news this week that Newsmax will again be available on DirecTV. It is actually now. So we hope our DirecTV viewers, or people that get DirecTV, are watching Newsmax now, and we want to make sure that they know that you were a key part of that. So we appreciate you, Congressman.
Well,
thank you.
I appreciate you, and you know what? I sincerely was so happy. And you know what? This goes to the fact that sometimes the good guys win.
Amen to that. Congressman, have a great weekend. Thanks for being a part of
You
the program
too.
today.
Having me on.